Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are working to create their new currency. This, of course, is no surprise to those of you who have been following the recent news on the stability of the current global reserve currency as well as the expected decline of its value. This time around, the lead are expected to take India and Russia. India and Russia should take the lead in forming a financial relationship to ultimately create a new common currency, said State Duma Deputy Chairman Alexander Babakov during St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. It has not been announced what currency will become the common denominator. It seems that a decision on whether it will be the Chinese yuan, Russian ruble, Indian rupee, or something else has not been made. But with that said, what is clear at this time is that it will be a central bank digital currency. Our goal should be focused on writing new rules in the financial sphere in order to enable the use of an already common currency. It doesn't matter whether it is a digital ruble, a digital rupee, or a digital yuan or something else. But this currency must follow the laws of our respective nations, said Babakov. Nations such as Japan, Brazil, and India have been pro-CBDC. China is also a leader in the CBDC race. It has been advancing its CBDC or digital yuan pilot programs for the past couple of years. What's really important to understand here, and I just really want to emphasize it, is that this will pose a tremendous obstacle to the United States dollar having an opportunity, even an opportunity to maintain its value in the long run. Why? Well, because the currency that BRICS is planning to create will be backed by gold or other rare earth elements. It will have tangible value, unlike the United States dollar that is fully backed by the US government and not pegged to any asset of value. Several members of the BRICS deal have been planning to create an alternative for the United States dollar for years now. In 2022, the International Monetary Fund published a report that central banks today are not holding the US dollar as reserves in the same quantities as in previous years. But it wasn't until last year that the issue became one of the top agendas. In 2022, Russia started to explore stablecoins and even planned to create a joint stablecoin with Iran that would be backed by gold and used for cross-border trade between the two countries. If you've been a subscriber of mine for a while, you may recall several of my latest updates on the CBDC progress. 114 plus countries around the world are at various stages of development, with the majority of them already launching pilot programs or researching national digital currencies. In the context of BRICS, China has already launched its digital yuan. Russia planned to launch its digital ruble on April the 1st of 2023. However, the rollout was indefinitely postponed, allegedly due to the regulatory framework that is necessary to pilot the program not being fully finalized. As per the same report, the legislation concerning CBDC could be approved by the Russian State Duma in the upcoming month and is expected to come into effect by May of 2023. This trial period for the digital ruble in Russia is planned to include 13 banks. And if you're not too familiar with the biggest CBDC red flags and what they might mean for you, there are multiple videos here on my channel that will help you learn more. So BRICS countries are rapidly moving toward limiting their exposure to the United States dollar. China and Brazil, for example, entered into a bilateral contract that will see both countries trade in their own currencies, which means that China's yuan would be directly exchanged for Brazil's currency. All 5 countries that are party to BRICS are actively participating. We haven't talked much about South Africa today, but it recently sent one of its senior officials to Russia with plans to discuss, quote, recalibration of the global order with Putin. South Africa is preparing to host a BRICS summit in August of this year. A quick reminder to check out our sponsor, ExpressVPN. It is my recommended virtual private network. You can claim 3 full months of completely free service when you sign up using the link shared in the description below. It is clear that this new currency, it almost doesn't matter whether it will be a digital yuan or a rupee or anything else. There's no doubt that it will reduce the value of the United States dollar. De-dollarization refers to reducing the dollar's dominance in global markets. Essentially, it is a process of substituting the US dollar as the currency used for trading oil and other commodities. Not only will the BRICS alliance have a tremendous impact economically, but the partnership between the nations is growing stronger in terms of their foreign policies as well. They found common goals and common interests. Those who are in favor of de-dollarization say that this process would reduce other countries' dependence on the US dollar and the US economy, which has been, of course, growing weaker. And then in turn, BRICS countries believe that moving away from the dollar would help them mitigate the impact of economic and political changes in the United States on their economies. It will also help them reduce the exposure to currency fluctuations and interest rate changes, which can help to improve economic stability and also reduce the risk of financial crisis. This is especially important for developing nations. According to a Bloomberg report, China's yuan has replaced the US dollar as the most traded currency in Russia. Previously, I mentioned that 20% of Russian central bank reserves is held in yuan. The yuan surpassed the dollar in monthly trading volume in February for the first time, and the difference became more pronounced in March, according to data that was compiled by Bloomberg, and it is based on daily transactions reported from the Moscow exchange. Before the invasion, the yuan's trading volume on the Russian market was absolutely negligible. If the BRICS nations do go ahead with their plan and come up with a new currency, it could help stabilize their economies given the economic, social, and political events in the West. But the question is, who will benefit the most from the new currency? Will it be China? Will it be India? Or maybe Russia? Let me know in the comments below what you think, what your take is. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, show your support, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you back for my next one. And if you know someone who might find this information helpful, please share the video with them. I'll see you in my next one tomorrow. Take care.